Welcome back to Survival Vietnamese, guys. So I'm here with Peter, my good friend, also known as Broke the Habit, and we're gonna talk about Vietnamese and living in Vietnam.
He's giving me no heads up, so this is we're going in raw.
How do you say winging it in Vietnamese?
Winging it?
Làm đại.
Oh, I was gonna like translate it literally, like cắn gà.
Cắn gà.
Wing it, cắn đỏ.
That actually reminds me, chơi luôn. Is that a phrase that you use?
All the time, bro.
Yeah.
Like when it's like, hey, you wanna do blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, chơi luôn.
I don't think you can translate it. Like, do you think there's an English equivalent for that?
Okay, play.
Okay, play. I mean, like nobody says that in English though. That's what I mean though. It doesn't like conveniently translate into anything.
Let's go. Let's
go.
do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Chơi luôn. All right, so we're gonna chơi luôn. Tell me, okay, let's see if this makes sense. Your Vietnamese learning background.
Ooh.
Like, where does that come from for you?
Most people don't know, but like, okay, it starts off at home, with my parents, with my mom specifically, and she never let us speak English. And then during this time, my dad knew this old Southern dude that he met at like a community center, and he apparently knew French. And it was like this old grandpa. His name was Chú Nhâm. And somehow they did some deal behind the scenes, and the next thing you know it, every week on Friday, they would bring me over to this guy's house, and he would make me like read and write, and I hated it as a kid. But looking back, it helped a lot.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so
Yeah.
when you said deal, I was like, what is going on? Is it traded some nước mắm for like some
Maybe.
oil changes or
Maybe,
something?
I don't know.
Like, okay, so the deal was to get you to learn Vietnamese.
Yes.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
So like Bac Nhâm was his name?
Chú Nhâm.
Chú Nhâm. Okay.
Yeah.
And you say he's Southern as in like he spoke Southern dialect.
Yeah, Southern.
Both your parents speak Northern dialect.
No, my mom speaks Northern. My dad speaks like a Southern Chinese Vietnamese
Gotcha.
accent. Yeah.
Okay. So Chú Nhâm
R.I.P. But
somehow like agreed to a deal
with my parents.
with your parents
I
to
hated
get
it.
you to read and write Vietnamese.
Yes, like you tutor us every week for like an hour for like
dope.
like a year.
How old were you?
12?
Okay.
10, 11, 12?
Did it work?
I can read. Like most people don't know. Like
Oh, wow. Okay.
whenever like people do, like I do live streams and stuff, like anh Việt kiều này có biết đọc không? I'm like, bro, I can read it. I mean, yes, I'm like, of course I can read, bro.
So you've always had that foundation. Like you've been able to, when we say read, it's like decipher any Vietnamese word, know the yao and everything.
Yeah. Like sometimes it's a little off, but I can get like the general gist. If you gave me like one sentence, I can probably decipher it.
Okay. I'm gonna test you on the spot. Is
Okay,
that cool?
do
All
it,
right,
bro. Do it, bro.
All right, man. I didn't learn how to read until I was like in my 20s, going to college and taking Vietnamese classes. I could guess stuff off a pho menu, but there's only like a few things on there, you know, so it was like really easy.
You're gonna give me like a A1 level, you know? You can't give me
Bro, I thought you could read anything.
B2 level. You can't be native level Vietnamese.
All right. There's some words that I still have kind of some trouble with, but let me see if you got this.
Oh man, you're gonna make me say the wrong word. I know.
Nah, bro, what are you talking about? Yo, he's already saying like, I see a C and a U.
I'm like, oh
It's
god,
like-
this has not gone well in the past.
Bro, what are you thinking, man? Hold on.
It's slang for eggplant. Oh my god, that's not good.
All right, here we
That's
go.
not good.
All right, try to say this.
Go.
You're right.
But
But how did you have go in the middle of that, bro? Go is not even part of the spelling of this word, bro.
No, I tried to not one, but
Yeah,
go.
but you got
Go.
it.
Yeah, I can.
Go.
I don't know what it means though.
Oh, you know what it means? It means a sheep.
Oh, bro.
Go.
No, I don't know the annals, bro. You don't give me shit.
But you said it though.
Yeah.
So wow, Peter can read.
Yeah, bro.
That's that sounds.
Wait, what's this?
That's such a low
Wait, hold
bar.
on. What's this? What's this?
Oh, this is dude. I've known this.
You know this?
Go ja.
Good job. Okay.
Good job.
How about this?
Yeah. Body parts I know, bro. Oh shh.
I got it.
I spoke too soon. Damn.
Wrist.
Wait, dude.
Wrist. I don't even know. This is like help.
Vòng tay is bracelet. Dude, I don't know the body part.
What's
Damn,
ankle?
okay.
Mắt cá.
Mắt cá? Yeah.
What's earlobe?
Yeah. Oh, this is bad. This is bad.
It's lỗ tai. Cause my
No,
mom is
bro,
so,
lỗ tai means a hole.
No, because my mom would be like, oh, con sổ lỗ tai hả?
So
So.
bro, that's dude. I literally asked my mom that too because lo is whole
Yes.
and thai is actually ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I asked my mom. It's like,
You put
okay,
a ear,
so
ear
is
hole
this
in your
whole
ear.
thing lo tai?
Yeah.
And then she's like, yeah, we just call all of it lo tai.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what doesn't make any sense? But I think that's like we call it like the colloquial way. It's like what is easier to understand so they can differentiate.
Yeah.
But in Southern dialect, the weird thing is like this is pronounced tai, and so is this. So it's tai, tai, tai. It's all
Even in Ming,
all tai.
Ming Bắc.
No. Miền Bắc, Giọng Bắc. They differentiate.
So how do you do it in Ming Bắc?
You don't know the word for ear and arm?
In Ming Bắc?
Yeah, what's the word for
Tai.
ear? Okay. What's this?
I don't know.
You never.
I call it Ming, like the southern style. I think it's tai, 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 tai.
Oh, it's all that too. Oh, so you're.
I don't
okay.
know, but if I ask my mom, she'd probably know.
Most Vietnamese speakers, they speak a blended dialect.
yeah.
I think that's like honestly, I think that's the majority of Vietnamese people. It's kind of blended. We have an identity crisis with our dialects. You know, as much as people are like, I speak Giọng Bắc, I speak Giọng Nam, but the blend is like pretty big.
I think it's because like my mom's like Bắc Nam Tu, and she's like born in this, like she grew up a lot of her life in the South.
Yeah.
So then my whole life it was like, I always knew soup, múc đắng.
Okay.
I never heard
Hậu qua.
until only recently when I started making content online. What the hell is hậu qua? What the cổ qua? Khổ qua? It's always been múc đắng since I was a kid, and that's when I was like, wait, I'm northern.
I'm using like a paintbrush, but here you go. That's an N, by the way.
What the heck? Oh, ngạc nhiên. I already know ngạc nhiên, but like ngạc nhiên, it's like
Hey, look at you.
like almost like startled.
Yeah.
Yeah, ngạc nhiên.
Surprised?
My mom would use that word, ngạc nhiên.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. From stuff that you do, or
I don't know, ngạc nhiên.
you make her ngạc nhiên? Or...
Yeah, probably from like tattoos or something. Like give me ink.
Oh, so ngạc nhiên in a bad way.
Yeah.
In a good
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Okay.
Stop. Okay, like
All right.
let me. I got this.
Okay. Em sống gần sông Sài Gòn.
Oh no, it might be the other way around. Oh no, it is the other way around. It's close
I'm gonna
enough.
show you the answer. Okay.
Okay.
There's no X's at all, bro.
Oh no.
Yeah. All right. I'll try this one. Ông yeah.
That's you.
I knew you were gonna say that. Dang, you
Let's
got
go.
it.
Let's go.
For a second, I thought you were gonna write old B.
B? I don't know how to say B.
Oh, ông,
Oh.
con ông.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay, besides chú nhâm, did you ever, bro, just like sniffing herbs right now? Like,
Okay, I'm awake.
let me get some actually. I think people need to know what this is.
It's not what
It's
you
like,
think.
do you know what it is now?
It's herbal. It's a herbal inhaler. It's from Thailand.
I feel like it's like concentrated pho spices.
Five spice, maybe.
Pho, like
Maybe.
what is that? Star anise?
Yeah, sorry. When I first smelled it, it was like, oh, it's yao xanh,
This might
tiger balm.
Oh yeah, it is.
it
Yeah,
has
it's like
like-
dry tiger balm. What's like some funny language moments you've had? Like some awkward moments you've had in Vietnam?
All the time.
Just like
Like-
12 minutes ago. Like
My brain is like, we got this, and then doesn't come out of my mouth. You know? Where it's like, I'm at the actual restaurant, I'm like, bro, I should know this. What the heck? The other day at the restaurant, I'm like, so they had like 4 skewers, and like, I'm like, cho mình một cái loại nào này. I'm trying to say, give me one of each. And then she just reverted to English. Oh, you want one of each? I'm like, oh. I'm like, yeah.
I love it when that happens.
I think it's because the older generation, they're not familiar with the cái giọng của Việt kiều. They get really confused. Where like the younger generation, I feel like they can understand us.
Not only that, they probably speak better English than you speak Vietnamese.
Yes. Where like if you ever meet like a Joe who's like 60, 70, and they start to like, they try to attempt to hear you speak. I'm like, what the heck is this? They're like, no, I'm gonna deal with this. If you ever hear like a Vietnamese person, and we used to make fun of Vietnamese people speaking English, but it's like, now it's like if a Vietnamese person speaks English with a slight Vietnamese accent to it, we're not like, anymore. Maybe back in the day.
Yeah.
But now it's like, good for you.
I totally agree. And I feel that we should get made fun of a little bit more to balance it out. Because the Vietnamese like fob accent is made fun of a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it's comical.
Yeah.
You know, people like love to clown on it. And so I think we deserve to get clowned on for our bad Vietnamese. We can get mad about it. It could hurt, but we should laugh it off just like a lot of them laugh it off.
oh my, this might be throwing shade, but like the typical nail joke, hello honey, how are you do today? Like,
Yeah,
your
yeah,
girlfriend.
yeah.
Oh, that was used to
Quit
be
the
like
jail.
and you're like, not even Vietnamese.
The girl that
The
did
comedian.
that. No, she's not Vietnamese. Yeah, yeah. Which is really interesting because Vietnamese people here love her, and it's like a typical thing where like they don't have that, you know, Vietnamese Canadian, Vietnamese American, Vietnamese living as a minority in another country, and racism.
Yeah.
To them, it's just funny, and they're just like, why are you guys taking this so seriously? Why are you guys offended? You know, same thing happens in like Japan, Korea, and stuff like that. I thought it would happen here too, so they don't feel it. In my experience, for the most part, people are super accommodating with us speaking weird Vietnamese.
We as VidQs, we get commented on, hey, why do they all have tattoos? It's
Yeah,
true.
and a certain kind of tattoo. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, people say that. But dude, they're so popular here now too.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. I got tattoos of Hai Ba Chung, and this is also very interesting because a lot of comments I get are like, "Why would you get that?"
It's like cringe.
It's kind of cringe. Yeah, it's like, why don't you get like a cool animal or design or something like that? But it's like, man, I want to connect to my roots and my heritage. And then I realized like it's such a Vietnamese overseas thing because then I'm like trying to rock ao dai everywhere and like get folk tattoos and stuff like that. And for Vietnamese people, that's weird. It's like, why would you do that? It's like so tacky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a big difference, right?
I've seen tattoos where it's like, yeah, ding, you know?
Right. Yeah. From locals.
Yeah,
In cursive.
No, even back home,
back
like
home.
like VidQs would have
Yeah,
like
yeah.
mode yadding.
What's kind of popular here that I'd never really see back home in the States with tattoos is the Chống Đồng tattoo. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Yeah, so it's like very tribal.
Oh, okay.
It's like the tribal old Vietnamese drum. A lot of Vietnamese
I think
folks
so.
here get that. I don't think Vietnamese Americans even know about that to get that tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it look like?
That's something I don't see. It's super tribal. It almost looks like Polynesian. It's called Chống Đồng, but if you look up Dong Sung, Dong Sung.
This?
Yeah, bro. So if you look at the design, it almost looks like ancient Greece or something.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so this is a pretty popular tattoo design with a lot of
My
people
nice
here.
tattoo, bro.
Yeah, and I've never seen Vietnamese Americans have that.
But Vietnamese locals.
Vietnamese locals get Vietnamese history, so they actually know about it.
Gotcha. Local is địa phương. I learned that a couple months ago. Now I use it all the time just to flex.
Địa phương.
Địa
Yeah.
phương.
You're pretty địa phương too, bro.
Địa phương.
Yeah, you
What do you
live in a very địa phương area.
Yes, yes.
in
Don't
Saigon.
out me, bro.
I don't know, I'm not gonna say it, don't worry. I can't reveal you, dog. My experience with like weird, like lack of Vietnamese kind of thing is watching movies here. Have you gone to watch movies in Vietnam at the theater?
Yeah, but like Western movies, not a Vietnamese movie.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So I can't really watch any foreign movies. I can't read that fast, dude.
Because you purposely go to the Viet ones?
No, dude. If you go watch a Chinese or Japanese or, I don't know,
don't have-
European
there's
movie,
no English?
it's in Vietnamese subtitles.
I'm sure there's an English box office ticket option, no?
Yeah, but
So you purposely go to the Viet one?
no, I don't purpose. I get invited to it where
Oh,
people
you
assume
go,
I
gotcha.
can read Vietnamese because I speak Vietnamese. And I'm like, bro, I can't read this. I'm outing myself for my age here, but when I used to live here, you know, you can still buy bootleg DVDs.
Yeah.
And I used to go in there with like a full Vietnamese accent, like, oh, anh có cái phim này mà phụ đề tiếng Anh. And he's like, it's a Chinese movie. It's like, không, cái này có phụ đề tiếng Việt thôi. Oh, yeah, em không đọc kịp. And he's just looking at me like, are you just dumb? Or like, you know, it's the weirdest feeling because you're here and you speak Vietnamese, right? You know the language, but you're basically like an uneducated ass Vietnamese person who can't do the most basic things that Vietnamese people do because you don't have the language for it. Because it makes sense, but it's like, it feels so funny, you know?
No, because like they can accept you as local, but then once they're like, wait, he's not local, then your score gets higher in Vietnamese. It's really good.
When you're not a local?
Yeah, right? Because like your same efficiency, or like your same ability to like comprehend,
Yeah.
but like, oh wait, you're not local, you're a VidQ. And like,
Okay.
okay, now you know, it's like a white person who speaks Vietnamese.
Yeah,
Xin
yeah,
chào.
yeah.
Oh my god, so good. Versus like a VidQ saying xin chào, what the hell? Why so la? White person xin chào. Oh my god.
Okay,
Oh my
okay.
god, so good. You know?
Damn, let's talk about that. So do you feel like there's different standards?
Yes,
So like,
yes.
because we're Vietnamese, we look Vietnamese.
Yes.
And a lot of people treat us as, you're just Vietnamese.
Yeah.
You might have been born somewhere else, but you know, you're Vietnamese and they're expecting Vietnamese-ness from you.
Yeah.
So there's like a threshold, I think, when you speak really bad Vietnamese, you know, as a Vietnamese person, they're like, damn, that's unfortunate. You know?
Yes,
like,
it's almost like
but if it's a non-Vietnamese person, they're like, oh, wow. Do you think that's a thing?
What do you think?
Yes. Yeah. I think it's less so now that like more VQ and like overseas, like, you know, Gok Vics come back here and people are like kind of used to that now. They're like, oh yeah, I have a little nephew that can't speak any Vietnamese now. So they're getting kind of used to it.
For us, I talked about with the other friend, we're gonna pivot where it's like us speaking Lala is almost like a bad thing. Where it's almost like we're outing ourselves and I'm not saying all, but like something like, oh, I can play this little card. So the other day, remember, we're us 3 VidQs in the rain, and we parked our bikes underneath the building, and then we asked the security guard, hey, can we go over there to walk across the street to go to the coffee shop? I was like, yeah, go ahead, go to the coffee shop. We come back, oh, it'll be 20K.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I'm like, oh, he knows we're VidQs.
Right.
Because if it was a Defoong, they'll be like, how much are you going to charge me? I'm like, what is it? Right?
Yeah, that happens. It's kind of like the worst of both worlds.
Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing too is, do you ever feel like speaking really good Vietnamese is actually a disadvantage?
For my brand, yes. Because sometimes the locals think it's cute, you know?
That is a thing. Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah, no, that actually surprised me because like coming here, you kind of feel like if you don't speak good Vietnamese, people are going to criticize you. Yeah. But actually, there's so many people now that like the la accent from VQ and Gok Vic people.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a thing. Well, I think for me, so I'm not trying to like toot my own horn, but I'm pretty fluent. I could most of the time pass for a local with my pronunciation and my Vietnamese. But what I've noticed is that once I get into that level, sometimes you get treated worse. It's kind of weird. Like you get Vietnamese service.
Interesting.
I've been to a hotel in Hanoi where I went to have breakfast at the breakfast buffet downstairs. It's like not a super fancy hotel, but it's pretty expensive. I was the first one down there and they treated me kind of rude. I was just like, oh, where do I sit? You know, and they're like, yeah, just sit over there. I was like, okay. So I just went and sat down and I'm watching like these non-Vietnamese people come down to the breakfast and they're like super like happy to see these other guests, you know, they're like, oh yeah, like please sit here. Let me take your order, you know? And I went and got my own food and I'm sitting down and I'm seeing these like, you know, white guests and like non-Vietnamese guests get offered like, oh, what kind of omelet do you want? I was like, bro, I didn't know there was omelets here, man. I was like, no one asked me if I wanted an omelet, you know? And it actually bothered me so much that actually I went to tell them. You know, I was like, hey,
in Vietnamese.
In Vietnamese, like
you should have whipped out the English.
Well, there's the thing. If I just came like, hello, where do I sit? You know, like if I just spoke like just fluent English and they thought I was like Korean or even like a VQ that didn't speak any Vietnamese, maybe I would have gotten better service. But because I spoke fluent Vietnamese, I got bad service. Yeah, I think it's an experience that people get. And then there's the thing. I mean, it doesn't work anymore. But the police, that's another example. Where you get pulled over, the old thing that you do is speak English, so you get away with getting a ticket or whatever, right? Yeah, but I mean, you can't do that anymore. But that's where if you actually got pulled over and you spoke fluent Vietnamese, then it becomes actually a disadvantage. Because they can be like, oh, you're just another Vietnamese, man.
No, but I think here's the complex layer to me. I don't look Vietnamese. So there's that third layer because of my dad.
That's true.
I look Chinese, Japanese.
Yeah, you pass for Japanese, bro, or Chinese.
I get a little privilege in that sense where it's like, they're like, oh, he's not local.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword.
It's a double-edged sword.
Because you look hella Vietnamese. Like when you put away the tattoos.
Okay, yeah. I take my jacket off. They're like, man, this guy's from Orange County. Like, so you've been here almost a year now. Yeah. And I mean, I met you pretty early on when you first got here. And I would say for sure your Vietnamese improved. For anyone out there who's trying to improve their Vietnamese, never too late. Yeah. That's your advice. So, I mean, what did you do to improve your Vietnamese?
To be honest, just like live in an area where there's no expats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, full immersion.
It's easy if you live in like D1 or like wherever the Trung Tâm is in Hanoi where there's a lot of expats. What's that?
Ho Tai. Yeah, Westlake. Yeah.
Where it's like the staff, the grandmas, and they're used to speaking English because like there's like Kat Tai, right?
Yeah.
But if you live in a Địa Phương area, they don't know English, so you are forced. Mm-hmm. You are forced to learn better. Like you're supposed to like speak Vietnamese.
Yeah.
You get more comfortable. You get yourself a wife. That helps.
Maximize exposure right there. Actually, we have one last thing. I must switch over to Vietnamese, man.
Go for it, bro.
Ready?
You do some Viets.
Let me switch my brain.
You have to look me in the eye, bro.
This is hard, man.
You have to
This
look
is
me in the eye. You have to look me in the eye.
what's the word for this? This like weird process of like transitioning languages over.
Yeah, there's a...
It's weird. What is
You have to look me in the eye.
Peter, nói với Chris về cái trải nghiệm của Peter ở Việt Nam. Thứ nhất là cái mà Peter thích nhất về đời sống ở Việt Nam là gì?
Em thích nhiều nhất là cái kiểu năng lượng. Em không có thể kiếm cái năng lượng đây ở bên Canada. Tại vì bên Canada cũng rất là bình an mà không có kiểu chậm, cuộc sống cũng chậm. Ví dụ bên Canada mình đi uống cà phê, mình hẹn với bạn hy vọng 1, 2, 3 lần một năm, đúng không? Thì mấy bạn cũng bận rồi. Mà ở Việt Nam mình có thể hẹn bạn xong nói chuyện 3, 4, 5 tiếng, đó là bình thường.
Rồi Peter nghĩ sao về người Việt? Cái suy nghĩ của Peter về người Việt ở đây?
Em nghĩ người địa phương ở Việt Nam cũng rất là thân thiện và muốn giúp đỡ. Thì một cái ví dụ thì em mới qua đây, xong nhiều người KOL hay là địa phương cũng kiểu muốn quan tâm với em. Ví dụ em nhiều người lên mạng xã hội cũng comment là Peter cần cái gì thì có gì thì nhắn, kết bạn thì nhắn. Xong mình cũng ngạc nhiên, tại vì just say back to the other words. Ngạc nhiên tại vì bên Canada là muốn giúp đỡ, là mày muốn cái gì vậy? Thì cái này là cũng mình không có quen, tại vì Vietnamese people are very giving without expecting anything in return.
Cái ấn tượng của Peter về Việt Nam khi mà Peter mới đến đây hoặc là trước khi Peter đến đây và bây giờ nó có thay đổi không?
Nhiều, thay đổi nhiều. Ba mẹ mình cũng già rồi, xong cũng nhớ Việt Nam hồi xưa. Mấy người già sẽ nói là Việt Nam bình thường là kiểu coi chừng bị bắt cóc, coi chừng bị móc túi, đừng có ăn rau, cái này đừng ăn giá. Xong cũng rất là nguy hiểm. Mà em cũng đây 8 tháng trộm vía nha. Và chưa có bị cái gì nguy hiểm và bắt cóc gì, cũng an toàn lắm.
Chưa bị bắt cóc.
Bắt cóc, I don't think anyone's gonna try to thất bại, but like no one's gonna carry me.
Yeah, cho biết.
Vietnam's great. Nothing to be scared of. You just go and do it and you improve your Vietnamese. Go sign up for Chris's link. Get his
Survival Vietnamese course, and we have a Southern pronunciation course. All right. Thanks, bro. Cảm ơn Peter.
Không có chi.